Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live from Beyond. I'm Kevin, and tonight we'll be playing Shadowrun, a module called Best Served Cold. We're actually not using the Shadowrun system itself, but a hack of the Apocalypse World system. But anyways, we'll get into all of that. First, these guys are the players. Players, go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us very small something about your character.
Again.
I guess I'll go first. So my name is Kim, and I'm playing Tusks, the troll hacker. And I guess he's well, I don't know how much is still true, but anyways, he's got like an orange mohawk. He's got tribal tattooed skin. He's kind of thin. Wears like a big yellow overcoat, and also he is a parkour champion. He's a millionaire, but doesn't know it, and he's got some kind of disease that we'll find out.
All right, let's make these briefer. I think some of those things. All right, yeah, let's move on. That's enough tusks. He's gonna die in like 5 minutes anyway. It's not good.
Philip.
Oh, I don't know what order we're going in. Are we going in?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, my name is Michael. I'm playing Philip Worm Morris, and he's a street doc. He's a human. He's kind of like a Weasley-looking dude. He's always slinking around, and that's about it. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. I'm playing Corinth, a fully cybernetic street samurai with a dual personality.
And I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Anathema, who is who you call if you need ghosts busted.
Fair enough. All right, so and Anathema, you are also incidentally the group's leader. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I didn't vote for him.
I mean,
No, because you missed the meeting. We told everyone when the election was, and you were like, "Listen, I have somewhere else to be." And it turned out that the only two people who did show up for the election were like literally the ugliest person on earth and someone who keeps organs in like a bag.
Maybe Tusk's degenerative disease is that he's a millennial.
You know what? Technically, we're all a bag of organs.
Yeah.
Just not in a haggis bag.
Right. All right. So we talked a little bit last time about your guys' team, but like I said, Anathema is the. Is Anathema? Does everybody just say his full name every time they talk to him, or is there like a shortened version?
That's not that long.
And
it's not that long. No, mostly Anathema.
All right, fair enough. All right, so Anathema, you are awakened from your sleep by your comlink ringing. You are deep asleep, which means that as you open your eyes, you see sunlight streaming through the blinds of your dusty apartment. And let's go to Michael. Michael, what does his notification sound like on his comlink?
Oh, it's just like an eagle's cry.
There you go. So I guess Anathema like sits up in bed in like terror
And like repeats the sound back to his.
also screams like an eagle. Yeah. So
Anathema rolls out of bed cursing and closes the blind more thoroughly as he has developed some slightly itchy welts on his skin because he's allergic to sunlight, which may be an issue going forward. But now you're all aware of that, and picks up the comlink and says, "Hello."
Hey, Anathema, what's going on?
I'm asleep.
Listen, I don't want to tell you you shouldn't sleep in the daytime, but it's not that great. You probably shouldn't do it.
It's painful to me to be outside in the daytime, so it is the most logical time to sleep.
Ain't it for everybody, my friend? Ain't it for everybody? Right. Well, as I was saying before, it was so rudely interrupted. Got a job for you and your friends. You remember the big guy And you know, the guy with the hair. You remember them guys? Still got them guys around?
I can put together a team if you have a job that's appealing.
Listen, anathema. I'm not telling you this is the best job in the world. I'm not gonna come in here. I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna ring you up and say you should definitely take this job. But I'm thinking this is gonna be the best job of your life.
Okay, I'm listening.
Right. You guys still hang out that arcade? Or you got another meet spot? Mr. Johnson seems like he's kind of new at this kind of stuff.
Yes, we remain at the arcade when it is possible.
Says, all right, maybe you can, I'll tell him to swing by, you know, play some of the video games. You guys still got those? The arcade?
That is the purpose of an arcade.
Right, that's what I was thinking. All right, so I'm going to send this guy around, you know, see what he has to say, you know, let me know how it goes. I'm not saying that you're going to like what he's got to say, but you're going to like what he's got to say.
When are you sending him?
Right now. Seems like this is very time sensitive.
Okay. Okay. You be well, Schmitty.
Yeah. You know, you don't have to have a good day, but you probably should.
Oh, I'm sure now that we're in communication, it's going to be a great day.
All right. Click.
Does he say click? Or does he say
The line is still open. It's very awkward. In fact, in the video chat, so you can just see him sitting there, staring at you. Yeah. So he hangs up the connection.
All right. I send out a message in group chat telling the guys to get down to the arcade if they're not there. And then I put on my hoodie and bandana and sunglasses and venture out of doors.
All right. So what is Tusks up to at 2:00 in the afternoon?
Maybe Tusks is already down at the arcade. He's trying to.
Okay. Could be the side score.
Yeah, sure. Or you know, he's trying to fix up some of the like one of the old arcade games. Hasn't worked for a while. It was his favorite.
Yeah, so exactly. He's trying to fix up in the arcade games. He's got a gigantic like vat of you know, Mega Gulp Cola, and he's just in the. So he's like a hardware guy. He's like in the guts of this arcade machine.
Oh yeah. There's like little like cards and wires and all kinds of stuff like strewn all over the floor. And he's like halfway through the back of this thing trying to like wire it all back together.
All right, cool. And what about Worm? What is Worm doing at 2:00 in the afternoon?
So Worm is currently trying to drain a clogged motel bathtub. It's like full of like blood and ice and some viscera, and management is banging loudly on the door of their room because it's well past checkout time.
Right.
Housekeeping.
Like, shit! I gotta get this down. Come on!
He's just waffle stomping.
Basically, yeah.
Oh no.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll come back to that. And what about Corinth?
So Corey's 2 p.m. definitely sleeping. There's no way. Corey got in really late, and so he was sleeping it off. He was, you know, perfectly okay to hear from Athma because he knows that there's supposed to be like a job on the horizon. So he just kind of rolled out of bed, didn't bother like brushing his teeth or combing his hair, and just kind of rolled to the arcade.
Okay, cool. All right, Worm. So, are you just gonna like what's the story here? How's this? Are you gonna go out a window?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you? Can I get the stuff down before they bang the door down? What do you say?
I mean, you know, I think you hear like them jiggling the keys outside. You turn around, you look back. Do you have a weapon?
Yeah, I have a narcojet rifle.
That seems extreme.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
mean,
does, but it sounds pretty
yeah,
destructive.
I'm not entirely clear what that does, but it sounds truly horrific.
I think it's a rifle that shoots narco jets.
What?
I don't know what that is.
Right. So
I mean,
we're going to move
it's like
swiftly along and find out what that means later.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like try to slink out the window. I'm gonna clean up as best I can, grab my stuff, and jump out the window.
Yeah. So I guess you'll like hear the keys like jingling. Oh man, I forget the name of the move. Let's have you.
Isn't there like an escape move?
There is. They all have like weird names, so I wanted to try to use them.
Oh yeah, shit. The basic moves aren't listed on here.
All right, so let's have you
Stay frosty.
stay frosty
Oh.
in order
Okay.
to get these organs down the drain.
And that's just
As the
2d6,
keys,
right? Like everything.
What's up?
2d6, right?
2d6. Yep.
And then
right.
what about?
Plus steady, I think.
I think 0 and steady.
All right. So
So just a basic hit.
yeah. So I get a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. Okay. So you can either get the organs, the majority of the organs down the bathtub, but like there's still going to be a lot of blood, or you can just get up and halfway out the window.
That's the or.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna bail.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave a grisly scene in that bathroom.
And also the organs in the toilet.
What?
And also the organs in the bathtub.
Right.
Right. All right. So you get halfway out the window before you feel like your part of your gear like catch on the. It's like one of those bathroom windows that's like kind of wide and long and like not exactly worm shaped. And so you feel your gear kind of like catch as you're like as your midsection tries to go out the window, and you see like a housekeeping lady and a manager like open the door, and both their jaws just like drop as they see this like these pools of red in the bathroom, and the hotel room is shaped such that they can see directly from the front door through the bathroom door to you, who is hanging halfway out the window.
Okay. So are they coming in, or are they like?
So their
rushing
jaws
in,
just
or-
drop. Like, what's your thing?
Can I see what's caught on the windows and anything like?
Yeah,
essential?
I mean, you could. So it's just like one of your buckles. You could like snap it open and like probably try to grab the bag before it fell inside and get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
you know.
I'm gonna. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
You're just going.
Gonna,
Okay.
I'm just gone. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, yeah. So you unbuckle it, you slide out the window, and escape into the night. As you're, you have like a car or something?
No.
Well, I mean, you don't have to have it on your character sheet. But like,
Oh,
how does
okay.
Borg get around? Does he use like mass transportation or?
I don't know. Do we as a group use anything? Because like I feel like I hitch rides with
Okay.
whenever
I just
necessary.
parkour
Yeah, so,
from
like-
location to location. So
Your taxi like pulls up, and starts to drive away just as like the cops like screech in to the hotel, and you're on your way to the arcade.
Sweet. Oh, I did get. I guess I had time to check my messages.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I assumed you're gonna head to the.
yeah. Going straight to the arcade, definitely.
Okay, that's fair. All right, and Anathema. Wait, so doesn't somebody have a van or something?
I got a panel van.
Okay, cool. All right.
classy.
So Tusks, tell me about this arcade. What's the what kind of people hang out there? This is like not in the shittiest part of town, if I remember correctly, but it's not in a good part of town either. But like,
No,
what's the clientele? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say that's right, and it was like a popular location because of I think it's like central centralness.
Okay. So let's say this is actually kind of close to like a college, and it's kind of a popular hangout for college kids. So they're like a lot of the clientele are, I guess, young adults and stuff like that. It's kind of a bar and arcade as well, so you can come in, get some drinks, play your favorite retro games or new ones for that matter. But it's always kind of stuff with the local college students.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So so you roll in. It looks like it must be exam day or something, because the bar and the arcade are mostly deserted. And Anathema, you roll in. You see Tusks is deep inside a arcade machine, and I guess Corinth is already there. What does Corinth do at the arcade? Does he hang out and play games, or does he?
No, he's just like standing outside smoking or like pretending to smoke. Look cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so there are two of the three people I need to see there, and I will, grab a drink and settle into a corner that's as far away from a window as possible.
Okay, so you get your drink, and Corinth, why don't you describe to me what it's like when Worm finally arrives? It's the
So Worm shows up in like a taxi cab, and he's just like he's kneeling on the back seat, but like facing backwards, and like kind of trying to like duck behind the headrest, but at the same time trying to look out, make sure they're not being followed. And when the taxi stops, he just sort of like takes like a big has like a big sigh of relief and like walks out and is like, okay.
right.
Yeah. So and I'm gonna like suddenly like I'm gonna dust myself off and like play it cool and like just walk in like nothing, everything's fine, everything's cool, but I am still covered in blood.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you I mean, yeah, you guys sit and wait for a little while. I guess if you get a drink, you want to get a drink, you get a drink. If you want to play some games, you play some games. But after a few minutes, you notice a man walking into the bar. He looks a bit out of place. He's got a white shirt with suspenders and or sorry, not suspenders, but overalls basically. They're khaki colored overalls. He's a Middle Eastern man. He wears like a scarf around his neck. That's a little bit incongruous with the rest of his outfit, and he sort of looks around, like pulls off his sunglasses and looks around, curiously.
How many people besides us are in the bar right now?
There's like a couple other kids at a table, and like one or two people at arcade machines, but that's about it.
Okay. Can I help you, sir?
He kind of looks around and he says, "I was supposed to meet someone here."
Were you sent by a talkative acquaintance?
He says, "Schmitty."
Yes. Yes, that is his name.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure this was the place. It's kind of confusing the way he says stuff.
It's almost incomprehensible.
He says, "Right." He like holds his hand out and he says, "Mr. Johnson, I guess."
You guessed that you were Mr. Johnson?
So, yeah. So in Shadowrun, in the sort of like anonymous name to give when you're at a meet, if you're the client, is Mr. Johnson or Mrs.
Okay.
Johnson. So it's like, yeah.
Client of the Shadowrun team, so the employer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not necessarily. Yes, yeah, the employer.
Okay.
The guy
okay.
who's given the job. Out.
Well, Mr. Johnson, you may call me Anathema. How can we assist you?
He says, "I've got a bit of a situation. My employer has something he needs taken care of discreetly.
Yes, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
It seems that earlier today, a certain package was taken from our facility. It's rather valuable, and my employer would very much like it back. I'm offering 1,000 million now, 1,000 upon receipt of the package, and an additional bonus if you can pull it off. My employer is very interested in knowing who it is that stole from him.
I see. Could you?
Per runner.
Okay.
Sorry, excuse me. I shouldn't say that. Say, yeah, I guess it would be 4 times that. So whatever. 4,000 now, 4,000 later, 4,000.
I was going to have to come up with a polite way to tell him that the arcade games here cost more than that, but I suppose we'll take the job then for 4 times as much money as was initially indicated. How about the rest of you? Any complaints about this particular assignment?
So yeah, I mean, you guys can try to press him. Just because I know this is like a pretty standard Shadowrun idea so far, right? In the meet, you guys can try to get more details ahead of time, or sometimes the Johnson will be tight-lipped, or you can try to press for more money, or you can do all sorts of things. I mean, this doesn't, this is not a situation. This is not exactly like a quest giver in D&D where you're just supposed to be like, okay. I mean, you're probably supposed to say yes, but like in D&D, you assume the quest giver is on your side. You shouldn't assume that this guy is on your side in this scenario.
He said like a physical package.
He did, yeah. Well, he just said a package.
Right.
He didn't specify what.
Yeah. So like Tusk's kind of like comes crawling out of this machine that he's been working on a couple of feet away. Like bumps his head. He's like, "Ow, ow!" Wait. So let me get this straight. You lost some kind of package, and we're gonna go get it.
He says, "Yes, that's the idea."
What's in the package?
My employer would prefer to keep that private until we've reached an arrangement.
It's gonna blow up.
How big is the package?
You never ask Johnson about the package size.
He says, like it said.
Yeah, I mean, Corey, have some fucking manners.
He says, "Thank you. How would I buy you gentlemen a round of drinks?" He says, and it immediately is apparent that it falls kind of flat. Like number 1, it being 2:00 in the or 2:30 in the afternoon. Number 2 being like an arcade. I mean, you can certainly get the drinks, but it seems to be
Yeah, sure. Tusk is like, yeah, I'll have a refill, and he puts his 64-ounce tub of like razor juice or whatever the popular soft drink of the day is.
Troll Blaster.
Troll Blaster, yeah.
Troll
All right,
Blaster.
yeah. So the bartender tugs the hose out of the wall and turns on the spigot.
It usually takes a while.
Yeah.
I would certainly take you up on your offer.
He says, so how about it? Can we work together?
What kind of job is this? Are we gonna? Oh, go on.
Please go ahead, Mr. Worm.
Oh, Mr. Worm. That's Dr. Worm to you.
Dr. Worm.
Call you that. Literally never going to call you that.
No, you don't have to.
I'd like to see a medical degree, please.
Yeah.
So Worm leans in. He's like, hey, look, about this job. You're saying it's just getting a package back, but are we gonna have to get our hands dirty here? And his hands are actually very dirty currently.
smeared with
covered
blood.
in dried blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you lean in, Worm, you notice that his hands are pretty dirty too. Actually, in fact, all of his clothes are sort of soiled or at least dusty.
Is he like smelly or no?
He's got a faint scent to him. Yeah.
So
Like
you
a-
said he was
like
wearing like overalls.
Mhm.
Does he have? It doesn't have like a name tag on or something stupid like that, does he? Is there like
no, he doesn't.
Is there anything identifying? It's not like a uniform, is it?
No, I mean not that you recognize. You can try to do like a facial recognition search if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
If you
Let's
have the
let's put some.
facilities to do that.
Well, so I have all kinds of hacking stuff, equipment.
Sure.
So I guess I can.
Why are something?
So my two moves, my hacker moves, are Born Digital and Sling Code.
Okay. So this would be a like a research role. Where is it? What's it called? No. Saw it a minute ago. Citation needed.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. What do I roll? What stat?
So you research something. Roll plus skilled. We'll make this a shorter roll than the actual rules say because a 1 day is a little ridiculous for this.
All right, plus skilled, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super skilled. Like an 8.
An 8. Okay. So on an 8, you locate a useful detail, but you choose one. You end up with too much information, and it's going to take you a while to sort through it. Your search raises a flag, or the information is in hard copy somewhere, and you will need to go get it.
I'll take too much information.
Okay, yeah. So you have cyber eyes or glasses or what?
I have cyber eyes with a recorder and a smart link.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you managed to like snap a picture of him directly in front of his face, and then you start looking him up, and you're finding a lot of information, not necessarily about him, like his face is in there, but you get like like 150 other people along with him because he just got one of those faces.
Looks like everybody.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Tusk will just say like, look, I'm fine with the job, but it makes me a little nervous when it sounds too easy.
We can't turn this guy away, Tusk. I mean, look at him. I think he needs help. He's all dirty.
Listen, just find the package, retrieve it for my employer. Should be a milk run.
Can I read the sitch or whatever that is? And
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, check the situation or read a
Yes.
person. Maybe it's read a person in this case.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Not usually supposed to say the move's name, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess reading a person is kind of like maybe the exception to that because you're like, I want to, assess his honesty. I want to read him.
Well, tell me, does Anathema lean in, consider him closely, look him up and down? What's the narrative? The narrative.
Yeah, I mean, Anathema's been taking jobs in Shadowrun for a while now, so he's got a good feeling for when a gig is too easy because the person probably doesn't actually need a Shadowrunner, but they're too dumb to know that, and when the gig is too easy because it's not actually that easy.
Okay, fair enough.
Trying to get a hold on what's going on here.
Yeah.
So let's see. That's going to be a sharp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we fail.
Okay, so you sort of you look him up and down, and he sort of notices you and bristles a little bit, and he says, "Listen, Mr. Anathema, time is of the essence, and I don't have a lot of it to spend. If you and your team aren't up to the task, then I can always go elsewhere."
Well, I have
I'm
a feeling.
More than generous here.
Yes, buying Tusk's a 64-ounce troll blaster is probably extremely generous. We will take the job.
He says, "Wonderful. he pulls out his comlink and taps something, and he says, "All right, thank you. I apologize if I'm going to keep this short, but like I said, time is of the essence. My employer owns a small ranch near here. It's used mainly as a corporate retreat for high and mid-level executives, and someone was kidnapped from that retreat earlier today. That person is the package. His name is Jonathan Belinky. Much more than that, I don't know. We received a ransom call, and we have a short video of the incident, but other than that, we're not quite sure where to go. My employer is quite anxious that this be resolved discreetly and quickly.
And I assume that you will provide the ransom call and the video that you have?
He says, yes, of course. And he taps on his comlink, and you all get a message with 2 files on it.
Hey, you didn't mention that this was a living person. Are you looking to get him back alive? Because
what percentage of this person would you constitute a success? Yeah. I
guess. Well, because handling delicate things that costs extra.
He says, my employer would very much like this person returned alive, but above all, discretion is what is key.
Yeah.
Wait, so if we discreetly return him dead, it's better than if we noisily return him alive.
They would very much like him back alive, but they want this kept quiet.
Okay. I gotcha. I can dig it.
Tuss says, look, discretion's our middle name. As he's noisily piling electronics back into the back of this machine that he's given up on fixing.
He says, very well, and he kind of awkwardly says, and then a toast. And he the bartender kind of raises an eyebrow, and he's shots all around.
I'll take a gin and vodka smooth.
Dude, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Not a shot. What are you even talking about?
What? No, I saw it. It definitely is. I saw it on the web. A shot. You don't know.
You want a shot that's just a mixture of gin and vodka?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, your funeral.
It's not just less flavored vodka.
Yeah. Less flavored gin, probably.
Yeah. All right.
Listen, it's Corin's funeral, so.
Look, can we hurry this around? I gotta be back here at 6 for Invaders tournament.
The Mr. Johnson kind of picks up his shot and holds it up and then knocks it back, and sort of awkwardly says "I'll see you later, gentlemen," and then turns to leave.
I kind of doubt it, but thanks for the gig.
See you later, Johnson.
Corey, what did we tell you about embarrassing us?
Oh, he also transfers 1,000 yen into each of your accounts.
Sweet.
Yeah, Corey, you better slow down on that booze. You're gonna ruin that liver of yours.
No, it's fine. I'm 75.
Beautiful, young, that youthful, pure liver. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that would pay good money for a liver like that.
I'm only 50% sure that it's not cybernetic, Worm. So
while they're trying to discuss the merits of a half gin, half vodka shot, Tust is gonna load up this video of the guy being kidnapped and start analyzing it.
Right. Yeah. So you see. Let's see here. I've got a picture. You see a bedroom, well appointed, somewhat sunny, and sorry, I just saw the question. How often we were question before? You see someone sleeping in the bed. It seems like it must be morning.
Shit,
And,
sorry,
Is
where
there
did we move to?
is there like a
the
date and
video.
time for this?
Yeah,
Is it
so it's around 8:45 in the morning.
this
today.
morning? Okay.
You see the door slam open, and three figures enter the door. They're all either human or elven Amerindian women, and they're most of them are wearing sort of Amerindian garb, and as well as light body armor and tribal masks.
So you said they're human women and what?
They're
Amerindian
either
or
human or
elven.
elven women. They're wearing body armor and Amerindian tribal masks. They sort of march into the room. The guy kind of like sits up, startled, holds his hands up and starts like moving back. And one of them turns and points something at the camera, and it clicks off.
Sorry,
The video
the
clicks off.
one of the kidnappers pointed something at the camera.
Mhm.
Do I recognize the device by any chance?
Yeah, you think it's just like a short burst EMP.
Okay. What was the guy's name again, by the way?
Jonathan Belinky. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but
My type of women.
Yeah. So
On the screen- on the
Tuscal's
screen?
say like anathema. You recognize those masks?
I can check, see whether it's something that I would have run into before, since I'm a shaman and kind of vaguely associated with the Amerindian community.
is Anathema himself, or is Anathema male or female?
He's a male.
Okay,
Mhm.
and is
And
he
he
has
is-
Amerindian descent?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
He is of Cherokee descent.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I guess would that be I'm not sure what like history is. Recall,
Sure, yeah.
probably. Okay. And that's skilled. Oh yeah, all right. 10.
10.
Um,
Okay, and I have to give you something useful.
Yeah. This is about the masks specifically, so
Okay, yeah. So, ooh, give me a second here. You can tell that these masks specifically are Sioux.
Kevin, is there any way to tell from their like body language whether or not they mean to like hurt this person or just kidnap, or like the weapons they're wielding? Because I was reading about like read a person, and that seems only in conversation. But is there any way to work like intention into that or anything along that line? Or is it very specific?
I'm going to say that you can't really tell from the video. I mean, there's certainly invaders in this situation. They're moving in to take and by force. This is not a willing extraction of this man.
So they burst into the room, and the guy's like shocked, and then they turn off the camera. That's it.
Mhm.
What does the ransom note say? Are they demanding money?
Yeah, so it's a short voice recording. It says in like kind of a garbled voice, deliver 250,000 new yen into account 59038965585 at the Zurich Orbital Bank within 48 hours, or we will kill your friend and let the papers know you let him die. Clock ticking, asshole.
you said You said
Intense.
250? And we're getting paid a grand total of like 8,000 for this?
Well, they might not have 250, right? So like,
Oh, they definitely have 250,000.
Yeah, but sometimes like
So
obviously
what's
they
the-
don't want to pay the
What's
ransom.
their company?
Um.
The people we're working
Oh,
for?
so sorry. The man you met was supposed to give you a an address and a name. 1 second. So it is Falcone Corporate Consultants, and it is located. It's the Horse Trot Ranch, located at 12057 Washington Street.
And that's what the guy was kidnapped from.
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's go to the ranch, boys.
Can't hurt to look around. So we're currently in the city, right? In Denver.
Mhm.
While we're here, we have a picture of Jonathan Bellini.
Belinsky.
Bilnicki.
Blinky?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Belenki?
Bellinicky. We have a picture of him or something?
I know. I mean, other than
like,
the video,
And the video, does that provide like a good screen grab of his face?
not particularly. No.
What if I enhance?
Yeah, Tusks, can you get us an image of the victim?
I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I'll run some enhancement algorithms on the video and see if I can't get a.
Okay, yeah. So that's not too hard. You also get your results. You get your results back of the face grab of Mr. Johnson.
All right.
So his name is Hafiz. It's just one name. He works for one Falcone Corporate Consultants. As near as you can tell, he is a ranch hand and administrator.
All right.
man, what a weird job.
Did we get a good picture of Bellnicki?
Yeah, and you can get a picture of Belnicki. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll like enhance and then send it, via.
Guys, I'm tired of
I
you
am
butchering
or
Russian
whatever.
names. It's Belinki. So,
Bellnicki?
Belinki.
You are able to pull it straight off of the Ares Corporation R&D division, leadership website.
Oh, so what's his like title? What does he do? Is he like CEO?
No, he is like a junior executive.
Can we like expel Michael from the Roll20 chat? Is that-
Totally acceptable.
Good. All right, so we're thinking about going to the ranch to check this out.
We gotta see where he was stolen from, right? Kidnapped, adult napped.
All right, before we go, I'm gonna try to summon a spirit to go look around the city and see whether it can find him.
What does it look like?
It's an urban watcher spirit, and it looks like a rat. Its name is Sistitsi.
What does the summoning look like?
The summoning, so I mean, it's like basically this kind of shuffling half dance that involves chanting. That's mostly the name of the spirit that Anathema is summoning. So he sings it at a variety of different speeds and pitches, and then asks it to arrive and give its aid. So
Well, so before you do that, you start to do that in the bar, and you can finish outside. But as you do, the bartender kind of looks up and holds up his finger to the sign behind the bar that says "No magic."
Hey, be cool, Anathema, man. We're like hang out here all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, this bar wouldn't exactly exist if we weren't here, so I don't really appreciate this guy's attitude. I'll just hire a new bartender if he keeps insisting on this. And then
I don't know.
mutters a bunch of stuff.
Anathema's spell looks pretty cool when he does it. I don't know what the big deal is.
Just go outside with all the other spellcasters.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though. You treat us like second-class citizens while you sit in here and guzzle some kind of horrific liquid.
Yeah, well, maybe we don't want to.
Maybe you should give the Troll Blaster a chance, man.
I'm never going to try Troll Blaster, and Worm, I don't even want to hear it from you about, like, dangerous smells and chemicals and that kind of thing, okay?
Look, all I'm saying is I've read lots of studies that say secondhand magic can be fatal, okay?
Yeah, well,
I've
you would
Troll
know.
Blaster.
I'm sure that you have taken apart plenty of bodies exposed to secondhand magic, so...
And Worm is completely sure that...
first-hand scalpels, too, okay?
Yeah.
Worm is completely sure that Tusk's organs will be perfectly preserved after he dies.
All right,
I have like a shelf at home with like empty jars with all of your names and organs, like to go just in case.
All right, yeah, like Tusk gets to like the end of his 64-ounce Troll Blaster, and you hear like the slurp of the last bit of liquid going up through the straw, and he like tosses it into the trash can. He says, "All right, let's get going."
All right, Anathema will wander out to the panel van and finish his summoning while muttering under his breath about stupid bartenders that need to be replaced.
All right. So, do you need to roll for the summoning, or is it just...
Yeah, I think we need to roll for the summoning. Let me just pull that up real quick. Okay.
Kevin, while this is happening, for me and the other Shadowrun uninitiated, is magic in Shadowrun like straight up magic-y magic, or is there like a techie aspect to it, or no? Or the tech world and the magic world very separate?
They're very separate. In fact, like you can't. They're extremely separate. Like you cannot. Magic basically doesn't affect technology. Like when you look at things in the astral world, which is essentially the magic world, you cannot see technological things. They're like very dark and hard to see through. They're just essentially black. And there's a whole bunch of kind of reasons that is interesting. So the one that off the top of my head is you have to have line of sight to cast a lot of spells, which means you can't use like video cameras to cast spells, but you can use like a fiber optic like feed of the actual light. So like
okay,
yeah,
but just to quickly move on, but magic never looks techy and tech never looks magic-y, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, science cannot detect magic, other than like the biggest gray area I could see is like I think there are like some like anti-magic grenades that actually just have like living organisms inside them. Like it's like a gel that like explodes, and like these organisms are able to block magic, but it's like nothing like yeah for sure. No, but like literally magic can only affect living things.
Cool. Okay, and I think we have a roll and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I got a 13. So let me pull up the wait. I summoned the spirit, and I need to figure out exactly how much essence I spent on it, which will kind of depend on how the spirit moves work. And give me just a second to look at how that works. Okay.
What's his name? The spirit.
The spirit's name is Tsistitsi. Okay, so I'm gonna spend 2 essence on this summoning, so I can use 2 moves, and once it's used 2, then the essence returns to me, and the spirit like flitters away.
Oh, you can do 2 moves. Okay.
Yeah, it can do up to 2 moves, because I used 2 essence to summon it and got a 10+, so it's all good. Oh, and when I get it back, I get half of the committed essence round down. Okay. So I'm going to have it do the search move, where the spirit attempts to locate individuals within its domain, and this is urban. And I roll plus search for this critter, and The Watcher, he's pretty good at that, but there's no guarantees. So indeed, he does pull off his search move, and his search move, the spirit locates the item and can tell the shaman where it is.
Okay, so I'm going to say that he is not within the spirit's domain.
Okay, so he's not in the city.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know. And then why don't we have that take place while we go off and do the ranch, and then I'll meet up with him again when we get back from the ranch, because I assume it wouldn't exactly be immediate. That seems a little bit unreasonable.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's take a quick 3-minute break if you guys want. If you guys up for it, and then we will. All right, so you guys van. I assume you all come in the van. Your guys' van rumbles down the roads of Denver. You're again a bit out of your element as sunlight streams in through the windows. It's a bit uncomfortable for you. It's not really your guys' scene, but you head down the highway towards one of the suburbs of the city before pulling down a few roads and down what very curiously becomes an almost deceptively natural area. Basically, as you enter this area, you sort of roll down a small hill, and the incline has been cunningly used along with trees set up around the borders to make this area, which is not too far from the city, appear as if it is basically out in the middle of nowhere, just surrounded by trees and hills. And as soon as you come down the incline, you can hear or you can smell the smells of a ranch, manure and things like that. And you roll up to what appears to be a farmhouse and shed. Yeah.
That's a hell of a shed.
A barn, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also it's terrible condition.
Wow. Well, listen, this was actually not very easy to find pictures for.
No, it's great. I like it.
I like that Durango.
Thanks,
It's a great looking truck.
Yeah. And so your van kind of rumbles through the dust and comes to a stop in front of the barn and house.
Is anybody there?
Yeah, so you can see that there's some people in what look like dress shirts and right. So, I don't know if they can see chat, but Michael, just
again,
you versus the house she told you not to.
The
work.
problem is, it's hard to get this whole
That's
image.
fine. All right. Okay. Fair enough. So you can see several men are sitting in the porch in dress shirts and dress pants, and they're like suit jackets are like draped over the rocking chairs they're sitting in. They seem to be drinking and talking, and you see that the front steps are actually have a ramp next to them, a slow ramp, and
like a handicap ramp. Sorry,
this house is wheelchair accessible. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And you can see a man who's bald, in a suit, in a gleaming silver or what appears to be silver colored metal wheelchair. Sort of move towards you. He doesn't seem to be like he's wheeling it, but his wheelchair sort of moves towards the ramp, comes down it, and heads towards the car. And you can see from the barn a man emerges, sort of wipes his face off with his scarf, and he appears to be the same man that you talked to earlier, who I guess you suspect is Hafiz.
Sorry, you said the man that we talked to earlier, Hafiz, is with the man in the wheelchair.
No, he comes out of the barn as you guys roll up to the house.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hmm? You guys are getting out and. Yeah, so
I mean, are they kind of like welcoming us as we get out, or is it kind of just like a quiet moment? Of,
I wanna look around to see
approach.
if there are more like recording equipment, or like cameras covering parts of the grounds and stuff like that.
sure, we can do that. But first, Alex, why don't you give me paint the picture for me of your guys' entrance? Right? Do you guys like, roll out of the doors like all like organized, or does like, would you like sit inside the van, like somebody gets out and tell me, paint me the
No,
picture
so
here.
the van pulls up with whose van is it? Anathema's?
Yeah.
With
Well, so
Anathema driving.
sorry. First, what does the van? What does the van look like?
It is like a plain white panel van.
Okay.
Full pedo. It's real bad.
Says ordinary van on the side.
Says candy on the side.
So the van pulls up, and you could see us kind of in there, and we sort of started like debating, and and they obviously can't hear anything that's going on, but we're obviously like talking about something, so it doesn't look very cool. But because Tusk is like, I wonder if there's any cameras, and I'm like, no, we got to go there and talk to them. And Atham was like, guys, just shut up, we're about to get out, or whatever it is. But we're sort of just like arguing around the van, and then like everybody like chills out, and like the door opens, and like we all walk out like very quietly, just kind of come out of the van.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like Worm is not used to being like so far away from walls or like places to slink around. Like the open space is unnerving for him. He likes to, have an alley to duck into when needed.
Okay. Cool. So Tusks, you know that there are several cameras around. There's not maybe as many as you would like, but there should be probably 2 or 3 that you've passed already.
Is like ranch? Is it kind of like the picture that's just like one big house, or is it like a complex?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a complex. There's some other buildings a little further away. Basically, there's a stables as well, and a stable, a horse area where they walk around. I don't know what you call that. A horse field. Paddock. Yeah, there you go.
From the information that we got already, do we know where it was this guy was staying when he got kidnapped?
No, I don't think so. They say he was in the stables. I mean, it looks like he had a nice room. You would assume from context clues probably this house, but you're not sure.
All right.
Okay, so is the guy in the chair? Just are they all just kind of staring?
So you guys all get out of the van, and he says, hold on. He says, "Welcome, gentlemen, to the Horse Trot Ranch. Can I assume that you are the associates my friend here was able to gather?"
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Where's the room?
He says, "I'm Mr. Hafiz here. Will handle all your questions. Now, if you excuse me, I have some business to attend to. Please behave yourselves." Oh, so are any of you wearing like visible weapons?
Yeah, I am actually.
And it is, what do you have?
It's a katana slung across my back.
He points at you. He says, "I'm sorry, sir. There's no weapons allowed here. Please either hand your weapon over to Mr. Hafiz, and he will take good care of them until you are ready to leave."
But they don't they don't pat us down or anything.
No.
Because I think
Corey,
I
why
have
don't you
like a holdout pistol.
That's fine.
Corey, why don't you leave your sword in the van? If you feel more comfortable, perhaps you might stay with the van so as not to be separated from it.
No, there's like 10 guys here. I'll leave the sword. I mean, whatever. I also have the yeah. I'll leave it in the van.
So the guy in the wheelchair looks like he's becoming impatient. He says, "Listen, you can take care of that elsewhere. If you can please move your van around the side. I don't want you disturbing the customers."
And
Are there customers?
They're hosting a retreat.
I say, okay, I'll go move the van, and I like reach out my hand for the keys to Anathema.
Yeah, I toss him the keys.
Isn't he like a 12-year-old boy?
Yes, like Corey like skimpers off to like the driver's seat, and like the van goes like like.
Say, Anathema, that's it's very generous of you to trust him with that van again. After last time.
You know that we're almost certainly going to have to buy a new van after every single one of these that we do, right? I'm not so worried about the clutch being blown out by Corey, and he's going to need to learn to drive at some point anyway.
Yeah, but maybe like 4 or 5 years.
So once I repark it, I'll like stash the katana, but definitely bringing all my other weapons.
Hafiz like quickly tries to usher you around the side of the house to like a back entrance, and you can see as you sort of move around that the house is actually quite large. It's spread out over some area, but it looks like it has a maybe like a main house part and then like some rooms attached to it and things like that. It looks like it could hold.
Oh, all right. So we might have an issue here. It looks like Worm is uninterested in giving up his nerve something rifle.
Yeah, when he demands that we give over our weapons, I'm like, I want to tell him, sir, while this looks like your run-of-the-mill deadly weapon, this is actually a long-range, life-saving device, and it is vital to my skills as a trained medical professional.
He says,
and that's only like a half lie, I guess.
Professionals, but from what I can tell so far, you're a bunch of amateurs. Now, please hand over your weapons immediately or leave the premises.
You just gave away the name of Mr. Johnson, and you're calling us amateurs?
He looks over to Hafiz confused. Hafiz like kind of shrugs.
Okay, so he's not letting me just keep it, or I mean, did I try to convince him? Can I manipulate him?
Sure.
You can say no. It's fine. I feel like I would.
Yeah, sure. Sure, you can. So, I mean, tell me what you're doing first.
So I'm showing him the weapon, and I'm showing him like the vials that go with it and how they work, and I'm trying to explain the. Well, I mean, I'm trying to like cloud his head with medical mumbo jumbo, basically.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And saying, this is state of the art medical technology. Yeah.
Okay. And you rolled what?
An 8.
Okay. So do some manipulate on 7 through 9. If they this is for PCs. So they ask you to promise something first, and they do it if you promise. So you want him to let you keep the rifle. He says, "Fine, but you have to stay out of sight of the customers."
Hey, out of sight. That's my specialty. Don't worry about it, boss.
All right. He looks like exasperated. He turns to Mr. Hafiz and he says, "Please." And he his wheelchair starts to spin around.
Uncontrollably.
Say, look, we'll
and he like spins down into the ground.
we'll get out of here in a minute. Just let us see the room, and I'm gonna need all the surveillance footage for today. I like
says,
point around
Mr.
the
Hafiz will take care of all of that.
Yeah,
now I bid you good day.
I'm talking to Mr. Hafiz. I don't care about this guy.
All right. Mr. Hafiz says, I believe there's an event about to start. Mr. Falcone would prefer that we hurry to the room. And he looks at his watch. He says, we'll have to hurry quite quickly. And he like takes off on a quick jog towards the side door.
Yeah, Tusks is like parkouring next to him.
Okay, so you guys are gonna like run after him.
Run after him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
let's do this thing.
That's 2 Falcones. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. So he like leads you quickly like to the side door, like through the kitchen, through some like what looks like back hallways, like around like a in a weird direction, and then finally you come out of like a stairwell, like next to like what looks like a basically like row of hotel rooms, and he kind of like hurries down and like waves you guys past, and then comes to a certain door and like pulls out like an old-fashioned like mechanical key, like puts it in the lock, turns it. He like looks around, looks at his watch. He like turns the handle and like tries to push it in, and he's like, "Oh, it seems to be stuck. It seems to be stuck." And he like gestures to the troll. He says, "Could you help?"
He gestures to me.
Yeah,
like probably the skinniest guy there, but like, sure. And I look at it. It is like
so he would gesture to the largest person here. I assume that as being a troll, you're just naturally large.
maybe I'm like tall and gangly, I think.
That's fine. Yeah, he'll motion to you.
Okay. So you said this is like an old-fashioned like lock. This is not mechanical at all.
It is mechanical. It's mechanical. It's not like a key card. That's what I mean.
Oh, it's sorry. That's what I mean. It's not digital at all.
Correct.
Yeah, like Tusk's like completely misunderstands this guy wants like extra muscle, and he walked up and he like bends down and looks at the keyhole, and he's like, "Man, you don't see a lot of these around," and he starts to like study it to try to figure out what might be wrong with it.
Right. Hafiz sort of like looks to the rest of you and like he's like like what can you?
Right, I opened the door.
No, it's like stuck.
Yeah, no, I get it. I like put my shoulder to it.
Oh, you put your shoulder into it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you like slam into the door and it like pops open, and Hafiz is like hurriedly pushes you guys into the room.
So yeah, see, this is why you want those new mag locks. Otherwise, doors
Or
just
at
come
least-
open like this.
Or at least WD-40.
He says, yes, I'll have to tell the maintenance people about that. He says, now I have something to attend to for a moment. Please have a look around. Don't break anything, I suppose, and I will return shortly. And he walks out of the door and like closes it with extra care. Okay. What are you guys doing?
Are there?
I can tell you about the room, but if you want to talk first, assume I kind of did a lot of stuff there. So if you guys have things you want to discuss or whatnot, go ahead.
Say,
This guy's weird.
this guy's kind of nervous. Are we sure this isn't a
also
whorehouse?
His key card didn't work, so that was weird.
Well, there was no key.
Just to be
I know,
clear,
I
it wasn't
know,
a key.
I
oh,
know
okay.
it was a regular
Okay.
key. I understand this.
Okay.
It's just that I don't think I'd ever know what a real key was. I was like, his key card did not work.
You're like, you have an object that looks like the icon on all of the locks that we have.
That's right.
Why did you
So-
3D? Why
that's
did
so
you 3D
weird.
print an icon?
Yeah, I mean, I guess let's start like looking around the room to see. I guess is there like a sign of a struggle or anything like that?
Yeah, so the entire room is turned upside down, actually. Drawers have been pulled out, clothing's everywhere. There's a lingering scent of patchouli. And it
Of what?
seems like someone... Patchouli? Like an herb.
Oh,
A tea, herbaceous smell. I looked it up because I
Because you didn't know what it was.
didn't know what it
You guys
was.
don't know what patchouli is? It's like
That's-
it's like hippie flower smell. Like
look, we're not all hippie flower people like you.
Yeah,
Michael.
I'm not... you notice there is a something lodged into the wall above the bed. Oh, let me switch over to the picture of this room if we're not already there.
Also, I'm gonna study the lock, see if it's like broken in any way.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Wait, what's lodged in the wall?
Body.
wait, this guy's body's right here.
Found him.
This is the worst ransom ever.
So Yeah, just give me a roll versus sharp. This is going to be a check the sitch move with the modified results here. So an 8. So I will say that you look at it, but you immediately realize that you are out of your depth. You can spend basically the entirety of the scene trying to figure out this lock, or you can give up and move on to bigger and better things.
Oh, that's my option.
Yeah.
Double down.
Okay, I'll move on.
Okay.
So
And
on the video from this morning, you said the door like flew open, right?
Mhm.
Does it look damaged?
Not particularly.
So it may have been unlocked when.
Mhm.
And the guy doesn't have the key. Yeah, interesting.
All right. So what's the thing in the wall?
So the thing in the wall, you look at it, and it appears to be the hilt of a knife that is buried in the wall right above the bed.
A knife buried up to the hilt?
Mm-hmm.
How strong would someone have to be to do that? Kev, would I? Is there anyone?
These are not that strong. These are like regular drywall.
Okay. So I pull out the knife.
Yeah. So as you pull out the knife, you notice that this blade is made of obsidian.
Is obsidian expensive?
No, it's not particularly expensive. It's
a little hard to work with and not a really great material for a knife because it shatters really easily.
Mm-hmm.
But very sharp.
It's dragon glass.
It is dragon glass. It is very sharp potentially.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. Is this part of the decor?
Probably not.
It doesn't seem to fit with the.
There's not a bunch of knives stuck in the wall all around.
No.
We're not in
That's the only one.
We're not in the the knife suite.
I'm gonna check on the camera.
Yeah, so you can see the camera is it doesn't look like it's on. You can see it in the corner, but it looks dead.
Oh yeah, find out what those babes did to disable it.
Can I tell that from examining this camera, or is it just like showing up?
It looks like it's just been fried.
Okay.
Yeah, you can pop it open. I mean, you're good enough with technology to just pop it open. You can see that the attach some stuff to it and find out that it's basically it's dead. It's been fried. It's been eaten.
Are there signs? Of a struggle? Are there signs of a struggle?
Yeah, so I mean the sheets in the bed are all disheveled. Chairs are knocked over. You can see the door to the bathrooms open, and you can see more stuff has been tossed around in there. It looks like the shower curtain was pulled off, and the toiletry bag isn't spilled out.
Somebody was trying to waffle stomp some organs into the.
Yeah, it looks like my. I was gonna say.
And you see a small man trying to make his way out of the window.
So, are there any effects of Jonathan in the room, or did they because he was like is his stuff here?
Yeah, all of the stuff seems to be here. I mean, you can't tell if anything's missing really.
Is it fair to say that they were looking for something?
Sorry, what, Alex?
Is it fair to say they were looking for something? Because if they kept searching after, right, they had him. Like if the bathroom buys the bathroom all disheveled, if they got to him immediately, right?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Was did he have a bag, and if so, did he put his stuff away for a long stay? Did he?
Yeah, so exactly. It looks like that his clothes are sort of torn out. You kind of. Why don't you give me a read the sitch kind of rule? So this would be roll plus sharp.
That's sharp.
Mm-hmm. Should we read into the fact, by the way, that there's a hotel with cameras in each room?
Yeah.
At least a little weird, isn't it?
I mean, it's just, are there just not cameras? Is there any expectation of privacy in this world? I feel like no.
That's
if you can pay for it.
Philosophical question.
If you can pay for it, sure.
Is it
Can I?
the camera? Sorry, the camera in the room, was it like concealed, or it was?
Yes. But you knew where to look because you had.
Yeah, we knew where the film, but so it's not something. It's not like a little camera just hanging in the corner. You would like see it as soon as you walk in. You would.
Right.
have
No,
to-
this is like concealed in a box that could be any innocuous.
Okay. All right, that's good to know.
anything.
Can I help Michael search before he, or like deduct before he utterly fails? I want to like.
Oh, Michael failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I could either
Sure.
fuck it up or make it rain.
Sure.
So-
Go ahead. Go for it.
We're making it rain. Michael, you're back to a 7.
Okay. Yeah. So, Michael, you can see that. Yes, it looks like the clothes were put away before they were spilled out. You can also see that it looks like that there was a huge struggle here. It looks like there were to knock over all this furniture, to do all this damage. Somebody would have had been fighting in here for like minutes. Like there would have had to been like a brawl.
So to kind of follow up on what Alex was saying, it looks like the mess was made in the kidnapping, not after the fact to find something.
So actually both. It looks like all of this stuff has been gone through, but you also notice like a lot of struggle seemed to have happened here, right? It's like you don't break a chair to find something. You don't knock over.
Exactly. Yeah. There's different signs of those things. So there's signs of both types of like your dresser doesn't get spilled out in a struggle, and a chair doesn't get broken when you're looking for something.
Mhm.
So there's signs of both.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
But it seems like there was a pretty massive struggle here.
So this.
Okay. Are there any organs on the floor?
There's no organs. There's no blood of any
All right.
kind.
All right, I'm done here. All right, you guys take over.
Well,
I got
Worm's
nothing.
like, I don't. There's not even any point.
I keep looking around for what both myself and Worm found. And at some point, I like look over to you guys, and like my eyes glaze over, and I say, "It seems that some of the things that they had to do were, besides the struggle, they also had to take out. They needed to find something." And I say, "Look, the drawers are open. Some of the cupboards are open. The windows are, like the mattress is cut in the middle. They were definitely looking for something."
So how much?
For suggestion,
How
Corin?
much tape do we have, like, leading up to the kidnapping?
You have like about 8 seconds of tape.
Okay. And there's no way you, like, can notice anything important that, like, seems to be missing? I don't know, his, like, wallet on his bedstand or something like that?
Yeah. So, all right. Give me just give me a sharp roll.
Sharp. Okay. 11. So sharp.
11.
Okay, great. So you notice 2 things. Number one, you notice his comlink has been knocked off his nightstand and has gone under the bed, but you're able to pick it up and pull it out.
Okay.
And then, so
So comlink, is that like analogous to a cell phone? Can I like pull some
Yes.
information off of it?
yeah, you can. So we'll get to the comlink in a sec. You also notice where is it? Yeah. So underneath the pillow of the bed, you find a crow's feather wrapped inside leather.
Sorry, you said inside leather. Got it.
Yeah, wrapped in a piece of leather
Where'd you say we found that?
underneath the pillow.
How much would that sell for on like a Nordstrom website? $300.
Can I take a swing at that with what's it called?
No, I immediately
you
get
know-
the feather.
Well, all right, never mind.
Straight down the gullet.
I'll go home. Recall.
They left
I,
food here.
Can I see whether this is something that would be familiar to me?
Sure. Yeah.
Citation needed?
Citation
Yeah.
needed.
That is-
You can do that. Or recall.
No, I was
Recall's
going to do
fine.
recall.
Yeah,
Okay.
recall's good.
Since this is, a native, presumably an Emerald situation.
That's presumptuous.
Racist.
I said presumably.
You think just all feather leather things?
Not only do I think that, but the dice back me up.
Well, the dice back you up in
Doesn't
getting an
think it.
answer.
He knows it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, as a prominent member of the Amerindian community, you notice this is not a thing. This could be someone's thing, but it's not just a thing.
So it was probably purchased off of Nordstrom's. All right.
Meanwhile, I guess I'm gonna see what data I can pull off of this comlink.
Yeah, so you try to boot up the comlink, and immediately you get a message that it is encrypted and not going to be turning on for you.
Those jerks.
So,
Can I
yeah,
try to decrypt it?
Sure, go ahead.
Just quick question. The feather was like kind of like folded in like a piece of like a large sheet of
Mhm.
leather,
Yep, mhm.
and it was. Where did we find it? It was left where?
Underneath his
hidden
pillow.
or but kind of in a very easy to find place.
No, not really. So the pillow is kind of like tossed to the side, and this was like seems like it was placed underneath.
Could this have been something John had as like a charm or a luck, or like could it have just been something of his, like a security blanket of sorts?
It's possible.
Or does it look like it was placed here after the fact? Is there any way to
Hard
tell
to tell,
that?
right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't look like the pillow is in a position that like it would have been left in. It looked like it was sort of pushed aside in the struggle.
Right.
So it looks like someone probably placed this underneath it.
Okay.
If you had to guess.
So what do I do this like sling code hacker move?
Yeah. Is
Because
that,
when you hack a matrix node or device, I don't know if this is a matrix node or device.
sure. So give me a roll. We'll see.
Like, this
Not
is
sure what
plus
the-
sharp. I guess I can roll plus sharp. A 10.
A 10. Okay. So you begin hacking, and so you pull out, or well, Michael, why don't you describe to me what Tusks looks like when he hacks? What's his
Well, you should know, by the
Yeah.
way, that my hacking device is a.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Sorry, I have the name of it. I have a Fuji Cyber 4.
Cyber 3 wasn't good enough for you?
Well, you had to
Didn't have
choose
money
between
for the
the.
Cyber
I had
5?
to choose between the 4 and the 7.
Can
Oh,
you
okay.
tell me what that kind of device looks like?
So it's a cyber deck, which means it's basically like a large. I might describe it the size of a briefcase at least. Even I mean they come in a variety of shapes and sizes, but you're thinking like briefcase or keyboard sized. Not like computer keyboard, like piano keyboard.
Okay. So I'm guessing it kind of unfolds though to use, right? Like it would fold up a little smaller than.
Yeah, his does absolutely.
Yeah. And when you actually have it open, like there's like a little holographic projection of like almost like a physical space, and you're manipulating that space almost like you would move around it. You're plotting a trajectory of like of smooth moves across a physical space to you're basically fingerboarding. You're fingerboarding.
I call it finger parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Really,
Yeah.
that's why he's good at hacking, because he's good at parkour.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ergo,
exactly.
he's good at hacking.
Well, you know,
Turns out those skills
know
are-
how to. You translate like data into almost like a 3D representation, so that you can manipulate it because you're so good with handling that kind of,
Right, and Aaron and Anathema, what is this virtual representation look like? What's the motif? Is this like, what is it, like a
Of like hacking here.
yeah, like he's got like a visual representation of the hacking going. He's got his fingers flying through this physical, this hologram, But what is it he's manipulating? Is this like a
This is like
Dungeon
full
Games?
hackers. No,
Okay.
no, no. This is like full hackers. The
polygons,
movie.
like
There's
vector
like
lines?
big, like towers of stuff with many like subroutine things that are just I don't know, a different way of showing folders because they were thinking about that kind of thing. Like
Okay.
and lots of unnecessary garbage files instead of one like actual garbage file. That kind of thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Seemingly stretches
Okay.
on forever.
So you begin like hacking in. You're circling the Gibson and draining the anti intrusion subroutines, and then all of a sudden you come up against a wall, and you can tell that this device is designed only to be able to be unlocked when it is in the presence of a certain RFID tag.
And I imagine this. Yeah, so I right, like you see, like Tusks is on his deck there, doing his little like finger parkour moves, jumping from tower to tower, and it like zooms in and it zooms in and it zooms in, and then all of a sudden like everything like turns red, and this wall comes up. It says, he like jumps back. He's like, "Fuck!" And we're it's secured with a RFID authenticator. There's no way we're gonna get past this.
I mean, you can continue to try to break it if you want, but it's a significant hurdle.
It's gonna take me forever to bypass this, unless we can find that tag.
So is
Do we think that the tag is separate from the person?
Maybe we can ask your friend Hafiz.
We can try, but I rather doubt that Hafiz knows anything about this, since Hafiz seems to be incompetent at even the most basic of tasks.
Is there anything in the bathroom, in the restaurant?
Sure.
Anything
So you can go to. Yes, you go into the bathroom and check. I just want to say, Hafiz at that moment does open the door, slip in, and close it behind him. He doesn't seem to want to disturb you unless you look to him. But to go to the bathroom. So yeah, you step into the bathroom. You can see that the shower curtain is half pulled down, like off a bunch of the rings, and his like toiletries bag seems to be dumped in a corner next to the toilet.
Okay. If there's nothing else there, I just sort of sift through his toiletries. Anything crazy besides like razors and?
No, it all seems to be fairly normal. It's nice stuff. It looks like it probably it's none of it's cheap. His razor is like a, rich dude razor. It's got like expensive hair cream and kinds of stuff.
Is it fair to conclude that this guy was a client, of this ranch?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Why pull down the curtain? I mean, during a struggle, he runs into the bathroom and pulls the curtain down. Okay, yeah. So I walk back outside and they say, "So the man's a client."
Yeah. So what?
Gets abducted.
Why don't you roll steady for me?
That's fine. I'm good at that. Maybe. 8. Just same difficult roll.
All right. So I got to offer you. Let me see. Okay, so you get a feeling that something's off in here. It just, as a person who, are you a person that does violence?
Yes.
As a person that does violence, this is a little much.
Well, hence the the curtain being like off of the thing. Okay, yeah. So I kind of I walk out, I look around, and I relay my